Did you know that the first thermonuclear bomb released energy equal to 10 million tons of TNT? That's equivalent to 1,000 times the total power used by the entire United States in a single year. Quite staggering, isn't it? This is the terrifying power of nuclear weapons. These weapons of mass destruction derive their destructive force from nuclear reactions, either fission or a combination of fission and fusion reactions. Fission reactions split the nucleus of an atom, releasing vast amounts of energy, while fusion reactions combine light elements such as hydrogen under extreme heat and pressure, creating even more energy. Imagine the raw power of the sun, harnessed and released on command. This is the essence of a thermonuclear weapon. The energy it releases is so immense it can obliterate an entire city, and the radiation it emits can contaminate the area for years, making it uninhabitable. But not all nuclear weapons are the same. Some are designed for maximum blast damage, others for maximum radiation. The yield of nuclear bombs can range from 10 tons to 50 megatons of TNT. That's a scale of power that's hard to comprehend. Yet, despite their terrifying power, or perhaps because of it, nuclear weapons have become a cornerstone of international politics. They are seen as the ultimate deterrent, a weapon so destructive that no sane nation would risk using them. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and share this video. It's a small action that can help spread this important knowledge to more people. Now that we've understood the immense power of these weapons, let's delve into their history. The story of nuclear weapons begins in the early 20th century with the discovery of nuclear fission. This monumental breakthrough unlocked a power hitherto unimaginable, the power to harness the energy within an atom. Scientists soon realized the potential of this energy, not just for generating electricity, but also as a devastating weapon. In the throes of the Second World War, fear of the enemy developing such a weapon first spurred on a secret project in the United States. This project, known as the Manhattan Project, was a concerted effort by the brightest minds of the time to develop a nuclear bomb. It was a race against time, a race against the enemy, and a race against the unknown. The Manhattan Project was a colossal undertaking. It involved the construction of vast facilities and the mobilization of thousands of people. It was shrouded in secrecy, with many of the people involved unknowing of the true nature of their work. They toiled away, driven by a sense of duty and the belief that their work could end the war. In 1945, in a remote desert in New Mexico, their efforts came to fruition. The Trinity test, as it was known, saw the first successful detonation of a nuclear bomb. The explosion was equivalent to 20,000 tons of TNT. It was a sight both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a mushroom cloud reaching for the skies, a testament to human ingenuity and a harbinger of potential destruction. In that moment, the world was irrevocably changed. The nuclear genie was out of the bottle. It offered the promise of unlimited power, but also the threat of unparalleled devastation. Little did the world know, the genie was out of the bottle and there was no going back. In August 1945, the world witnessed the destructive power of nuclear weapons when the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In a span of 3 days, the 2 cities were reduced to ruins, and the world was forever changed. The first bomb, codenamed Little Boy, was dropped on Hiroshima on August 6th. An estimated 70,000 people lost their lives instantly, with the death toll rising to approximately 140,000 by the end of the year due to injuries and radiation sickness. The city was flattened, with only a handful of structures left standing amidst the devastation. 3 days later, Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki, claiming a further 70,000 lives by the end of 1945. The bomb's destructive power was unimaginable, with the blast wave and ensuing fires leveling most of the city and the radiation causing long-term health issues for the survivors. But the bombs didn't just destroy buildings and lives, they also left a legacy of fear and suffering that continues to this day. The survivors, known as hibakusha, faced a lifetime of physical and psychological trauma. Many battled illness due to radiation exposure, while others dealt with the stigma and discrimination in their communities. The bombings also led to decades of research into the health effects of radiation, forever changing our understanding of its risks. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not just military actions, they were also political statements. They signaled the dawn of the nuclear age, a period marked by the threat of nuclear war and an escalating arms race. Countries around the world sought to develop their own nuclear weapons, leading to a precarious balance of power that still exists. These bombings remain the only use of nuclear weapons in war, but they sparked a global arms race that continues to this day. They serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of nuclear weapons and the need for their control and eventual elimination. In the decades following World War II, several nations began developing their own nuclear weapons, leading to a global arms race. The Cold War era, a period of political and military tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, was marked by this nuclear arms race. Both superpowers invested heavily in their nuclear arsenals, each seeking to outdo the other, creating a precarious balance of power that held the world in a state of suspense. This race wasn't confined to these two nations alone. The United Kingdom, France, and China also emerged as nuclear powers during this period, further complicating the global nuclear landscape. As we moved into the late 20th century and beyond, more nations joined this exclusive club, each with their own reasons and motivations. India and Pakistan, for instance, pursued nuclear capabilities amidst regional tensions and conflicts. Fast forward to today, and the list of nuclear-armed states has grown. Apart from the United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, France, and China, we now have India, Pakistan, and North Korea openly declaring their nuclear status. Israel, while maintaining a policy of nuclear ambiguity, is widely believed to possess nuclear weapons. This brings us to the question, how is the world responding to this proliferation of nuclear weapons? One of the key international efforts in this regard is the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. This treaty, in force since the late 60s, seeks to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and weapons technology, promote cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, and further the goal of achieving nuclear disarmament. The treaty has been successful to an extent. Several nations, including South Africa, have given up their nuclear weapons programs. However, it has not been able to prevent some nations from acquiring nuclear weapons or to fully achieve its disarmament goal. Despite earnest efforts to limit their spread, nuclear weapons continue to be a significant threat in today's world. The nuclear arms race may have slowed, but it certainly hasn't stopped. With tensions between nuclear-armed states, technological advancements, and the continual modernization of nuclear arsenals, the specter of nuclear conflict remains as real as ever. As we stand here today, the importance of global cooperation and diplomacy in managing this nuclear threat cannot be overstated. It's a complex and challenging issue, one that requires our collective attention and effort. After all, the stakes couldn't be higher. The survival of our planet and the future of humanity hang in the balance. With tensions rising in various parts of the world, the threat of nuclear weapons is more real than ever. Recent events have amplified these concerns. Take, for instance, Japan's Prime Minister expressing worry over the increasing possibility of Russia's nuclear weapon usage, or North Korea's record-setting missile tests, which seem to be a show of power, demonstrating weaponry that has been kept concealed for years. The future of nuclear weapons is uncertain, and this uncertainty breeds fear. However, it's not all doom and gloom. The very fact that we recognize the devastating power of nuclear weapons is a step in the right direction. The importance of disarmament and non-proliferation cannot be overstated. Treaties such as the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons aim to curb the spread and use of these fearsome devices. As we look towards the future, let us remember the devastating power of these weapons and strive for a world free of nuclear threats. Thank you for watching.